Hey guys, another one of our core values is simplicity for mission. Um, well, that's kind of a ambiguous phrase, right? So simplicity, there's a tendency in church planting or just kind of church across the landscape of the United States of there's a huge entry fee to do and be church, right? That the kind of, when I say church, you're probably picturing a building, you're picturing, a full music team, you're picturing all these different pastors or staff, taking care of the building and all these different ministries. And none of that is bad. But one of the things that we're convicted and just kind of have this a drive for is that it shouldn't cost millions of dollars to do and be church, right? If church is the people of God brought together under the lordship of Jesus Christ, then there has to be an entry point that isn't so financially limiting or so hindering. And so the simplicity piece is just saying, what is the main thing? And we want to fight for it. The main thing of making disciples of Jesus Christ. We just want to fight for that. Every decision we make, every kind of step we take, we just want to keep that as the bullseye. And so that affects our resources, right? We're going to have finances that we have to steward well, and we're going to, by God's grace, do that well. But it means that when we sit down, when we think about, okay, what do we do with $200,000? What do we do with a building? What do we do with all of these different things that God may bring at different points? We want to say, how do these resources further more and more people knowing, savoring, loving, delighting in Jesus Christ? That discipleship movement, away from a certain set of activities of an organization towards the really hands-on relational spreading of the good news that Jesus has come and begin saving the world. That's where we want our resources to go. And it also goes into our activities, right? So it means there are an endless amount of things we could do as a church, right? The list is endless, but we could have anything you can imagine for a church. But the question is, again, what multiplies disciples? What takes the good news on the road? What spreads this glory of Jesus to all peoples, right? And that's just going to affect the way. So when you kind of engage with All People's Church, you might notice that we maybe don't have as many bells and whistles as some organizations have, some churches have. And at some points it may be because we don't even have the ability to do that. But at some point it's truly us saying, you know what, we want these resources, these activities to go to people. We want to meet needs. We want to help the poor. We want to help the orphans. We want to bring in the foreigners. We want to use resources that really come face to face with these people. And so that's just kind of the heart behind this. That simplicity is not just, hey, let's not have nice things. Let's not have the complex things. But this passion to have simplicity that's driving, that's just razor sharp focus towards mission, towards discipleship. And that's kind of it's a huge heartbeat. If you look at organizations that start, and many start small, many start kind of really organically, a few people that come together with a conviction about something. And over time it grows and it grows and it grows. And many times, all of a sudden, this really pure, small essence has all of these different walls set up, all of these different mechanisms that everyone has to, the spinning plates analogy. It keeps setting these plates and you're spinning them. And a few at the beginning is not a big deal, but all of a sudden you find yourself, you look down and all you're doing is spinning plates. All of you're doing is keeping the mechanism going. And for us, we want that mechanism to be discipleship. We want it to be relationally applying ourselves, investing in people around us, in just everyday stuff, in normal life, and just really simple things. And so that's going to be a key part of who we are, and it's going to shape a lot of our decisions moving forward.